Good morning. My name is Dr. Tom Cavanaugh. I am the co-director of Restorative Justice Education, focusing on research and professional development. What I'd like to do today is talk with you about the stages of implementation of a culture of care. We have provided you with a document, and what I want to do now is to just give you a overall summary or overview of this document. So what the document does is outline a 3-year plan for implementing a culture of care based on restorative justice principles and practices and culturally appropriate relationships and interactions. When we say 3-year plan, we don't mean it has to be done in 3 years. Generally, we find it's done in 3 to 5 years. So year 1 or stage 1 is a needs assessment. In addition to training those teachers who want to be trained and begin using restorative practices in their classrooms, particularly those proactive practices of community building circles and community building circles for setting classroom norms, what we want to do is conduct learning walks and focus group interviews and analyzing the data we gather from those 2 exercises and then reporting that out. That then becomes the basis for professional development in the next year. We suggest that this process of learning walks and focus groups interview be conducted every school year, usually in mid to late October and early November. That's the ideal time. So what we're seeing then is that we have the staff, particularly those that are willing and ready to participate in the Tier 1 training. And we want the administrators and school leaders to participate in not only Tier 1, but Tiers 2 and 3 training, as well as the culture of care training. So in year 2, then, we have the capacity building, where we're expanding the implementation of the culture of care to the entire school, including staff, faculty, and administration, as well as other staff. And make sure that all staff are engaging in the Tier 1 training so they can facilitate these community building circles. And any recommendations from the needs assessment in year 1 then would be implemented. And we would further then recommend that all staff participate in the Tier 2 and culture of care training, and administrators, deans, and counselors participate in the Tier 3 training. One of the things that we want to do, and particularly make sure we're doing in year 2, is tracking the change over time that is available to us through the learning walks, and how have the results of those learning walks changed over time. Year 3 is sustainability. And that is where the school has built in the sustaining of a culture of care over time. So the recommendations from year 2 data analysis of the learning walks and the focus groups interviews need to be implemented. And new staff need to engage in the Tier 1 training and begin facilitating the community building circles. Then later we want the new staff to participate in Tier 2 and culture of care training. And the new administrators, counselors, and deans participate in the Tier 3 training. And that's what should go on then every year after that, year 3. Remember that prior to year 1, a restorative justice implementation team should be trained, and the Tier 1 training should be offered to volunteer teachers and administrators. After year 3, it is ideal to make sure you have in place a restorative justice coordinator who is trained and a implementation team that is trained in place to carry on the work of implementing a culture of care in your school based on restorative justice principles and practices and culturally appropriate relationships and interactions. Thank you so much for paying attention to this particular video, and we wish you the best as you go forward.